I fell in love with him as a bloke, So then he sort of said, listen, I've come up.
Russell Crowe is one of Hollywood's best, and yet he has revealed that he has colleagues who are his favorite actors of all time. Who are these actors, and what makes them special enough to be on his list of favorite? Let's find out 10 of Crowe's favorite actors of all time in this video. Starting with number 10,
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris is a wonderful guy, but he's a really good actor.
Among those Crowe holds in the highest regard is Chris Hemsworth, a performer he considers not only a colleague, but also a true creative partner. According to Crowe, Hemsworth is the kind of actor who makes every collaboration memorable, and their time working together has left a lasting impression on him. The first thing Crowe pointed out about Hemsworth is his absolute dedication to storytelling. Whenever they shared the screen, Crowe was struck by the way Hemsworth immersed himself in a role, not just memorizing lines, but embodying the spirit of the character. This intensity made their scenes together feel alive, as though the audience wasn't watching a performance, but rather a genuine moment unfolding. It's this level of commitment that Crowe admires most, and it's one reason he frequently names Hemsworth as one of his all-time favorites. Their collaborations have also revealed a rare chemistry that few actors can achieve. Crowe has spoken about how Hemsworth instinctively understood the rhythm of their exchanges, whether the moment called for raw emotion, subtle tension, or quick-witted dialogue. Instead of competing for the spotlight, Hemsworth had a natural way of elevating Crowe's own performance. This mutual respect and synergy gave their projects a unique energy that critics and fans alike often singled out as a highlight. Beyond the technical brilliance, Crowe admires Hemsworth's generosity as a scene partner. Acting, as Crowe explained, is about trust. Trust that your partner will carry the weight of a moment alongside you. With Hemsworth, that trust was absolute. He never tried to outshine or dominate. Instead, he sought balance, ensuring the story remained the central focus. That kind of humility, combined with undeniable talent, made every collaboration, both professional and personal, rewarding for Crowe.
Number 9, Ryan Gosling.
Kid, right? He's genuinely a comic genius.
Russell Crowe is always praised for his intensity and commanding presence on screen, but when it comes to Ryan Gosling, he takes on the role of admirer rather than the admired. Crowe openly referred to Gosling as a comic genius, a compliment that might surprise audiences who know Gosling best for his brooding roles in dramas. Yet for Crowe, who worked closely with him, Gosling's sharp comedic timing and effortless charm left an unforgettable mark. Their most notable collaboration came in the 2016 film The Nice Guys, a buddy cop-style comedy set in 1970s Los Angeles. The film paired Crowe and Gosling in a way that played perfectly to their strengths. Crowe as the tough, straight-laced enforcer, and Gosling as the slightly bumbling, quick-witted private detective. While the contrast made for great laughs on screen, Crowe has often shared that it was Gosling's ability to turn even the smallest moment into comedy gold that elevated the entire project. Crowe described the experience of working with Gosling as pure pleasure, so much so that he half-joked that he almost didn't want to cash the paycheck. For him, the work itself was rewarding enough. Every day on set brought unexpected humor, whether from Gosling's improvisations or his knack for finding comedy in situations that seemed straightforward on the page. According to Crowe, this natural comedic gift was something few actors possess, and it made the partnership not just successful, but deeply enjoyable. What Crowe admired most, however, was that Gosling's comedy never felt forced. Instead, it flowed seamlessly from character and situation, blending intelligence with timing. Crowe noted that acting alongside Gosling pushed him to think differently about his own performance, reminding him that even in serious roles, finding humor can bring depth and humanity to a character. That professional growth, sparked by their collaboration, is part of why Crowe continues to celebrate Gosling's talent. Off-screen, their chemistry was just as strong. Crowe spoke warmly about Gosling's generosity as a co-star, highlighting his collaborative spirit and willingness to share the spotlight. For an actor of Crowe's stature, that level of humility and partnership was refreshing. In Crowe's view, The Nice Guys wasn't just another project. It was an opportunity that made him fall in love with a colleague in a good way. Number 8, Marlon Brando.
He said, look, I've got a thing that Marlon Brando gave me.
Crowe described Brando as one of the greatest actors to ever live, but what made their connection extraordinary was the way Brando personally acknowledged Crowe's work. That acknowledgement, and the gift that came with it, became one of the most cherished moments in Crowe's career. The story has to do with the film The Insider, Michael Mann's gripping drama in which Crowe delivered one of his most acclaimed performances as whistleblower Jeffrey Wiggin. Brando, known for his often sharp criticism of Hollywood, became a vocal admirer of Crowe's work in the film. He recognized the vulnerability, precision, and emotional honesty Crowe brought to the role. Crowe shared that hearing that Brando, an actor he grew up idolizing, was moved by his performance was like receiving validation from the very top of the craft. What makes this story even more powerful is that Brando didn't stop at praise. After Brando passed away in 2004, a package was delivered to Crowe. Inside was a personal gift, something Brando had set aside for him before his death. Crowe spoke about the emotional weight of opening that package, realizing that one of the greatest actors of all time had not only admired his work, but had gone out of his way to leave behind a token of that respect. To this day, Crowe treasures the gift, keeping it as a symbol of Brando's acknowledgement and affection. For Crowe, this gesture was more than a memento. To receive such recognition from a man whose performances defined modern cinema was, in Crowe's words, profoundly humbling. It showed him that even though Brando was gone, his influence and love continued to live on through acts like this. In many ways, Brando's acknowledgement confirmed for Crowe that he was walking the right path. The respect from a legend was worth more than awards, more than box office numbers. It was about legacy, craft, and the bond between two actors who, despite never sharing a screen, shared a deep mutual respect. And that's why Marlon Brando remains not only one of Russell Crowe's favorite actors, but also one of his most meaningful inspirations. Number 7. Denzel Washington.
So because we're friends, and even though I had read it a couple times before under two different names,
the relationship between Crowe and Washington goes beyond mutual respect as professionals. It's a genuine friendship built on collaboration, trust, and admiration. Crowe has openly called Washington his friend, and for someone who doesn't use that word lightly, it speaks volumes about the bond they share. Their first major collaboration came in the 2007 film American Gangster, Ridley Scott's crime epic, where Crowe played Detective Richie Roberts opposite Washington's commanding portrayal of drug kingpin Frank Lucas. The film demanded a fierce energy between the two leads, and both delivered performances that critics hailed as electric. But for Crowe, the most memorable part of the experience wasn't just the acclaim, it was the opportunity to go head-to-head with an actor he deeply admired. Crowe has often said that he loves watching Denzel Washington's movies. Whether it's his intense gravitas in Training Day, his quiet strength in Fences, or his commanding leadership in Glory, Crowe is consistently drawn to Washington's ability to elevate every role he takes on. He remarked that watching Denzel work is like attending a masterclass in acting, each film layered with nuance, discipline, and raw humanity. What Crowe appreciates most, however, is that Washington's greatness extends beyond the screen. In interviews, Crowe has spoken warmly about Washington's loyalty and grounded nature, describing him as someone you can rely on both personally and professionally. For Crowe, it's rare in Hollywood to find someone who combines immense talent with genuine character, but Denzel embodies both. That combination is part of why their friendship feels so enduring. Even years after American Gangster, Crowe continues to highlight Washington as one of his favorites, not just because of the films they made together, but because he never stops enjoying Washington's artistry as a fan. According to Crowe, watching a Denzel Washington movie is not only entertaining, it's inspiring. Number 6. Nicole Kidman.
Don't cry. Don't cry. I didn't. I turned around, as my mom said.
Crowe also shared that Nicole Kidman is another actor that holds a unique place in his heart. Unlike many colleagues who kept their guard up in the early stages of his Hollywood career, Crowe has said that Kidman was the very first to be truly open with him. That openness, her willingness to share, to listen, and to connect without pretense, made her not just a colleague in his eyes, but a trusted friend. Crowe and Kidman's bond grew out of mutual respect for one another's craft. Both actors built reputations on their ability to bring honesty and depth to every role. And in Kidman, Crowe found someone who approached the art of acting with the same seriousness he did. But what stood out even more was the person behind the talent. For Crowe, Nicole's openness wasn't just refreshing, it was rare in an industry often defined by distance and guarded relationships. One story Crowe has shared that captures the essence of their friendship happened during the Oscars. On that night, emotions were running high, and Crowe, ever the steady presence, leaned over to Kidman and told her not to cry. But Kidman, true to her emotional honesty, did exactly that. She cried anyway. He admired that vulnerability, and it became a memory that stuck with him over the years. Crowe has always spoken of Kidman with warmth, often pointing out that she was one of the first in Hollywood who made him feel truly accepted. That gesture of openness paved the way for a friendship that has endured beyond film sets and red carpets. It also deepened his admiration for her as an actor, because the same qualities she showed in her personal life, authenticity, courage, and emotional honesty, are the very ones that make her performances so compelling. For Crowe, Nicole Kidman is more than a celebrated actress or a colleague from his industry. She is someone who showed him that in a world of facades, there could still be room for genuine connection, and that is why she remains one of his most cherished colleagues and one of his favorite actors of all time. Number 5. Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he's a very charming young man.
Between
No,
both
I
you
actually
guys.
met Henry when he was a 16-year-old.
Russell Crowe's admiration for Henry Cavill goes far beyond the typical bond of co-stars. Crowe first met Cavill when Henry was just a schoolboy. At the time, Cavill, a young aspiring actor, approached Crowe with courage and asked him lots of questions. Crowe, already an established star, took the time to encourage the boy, offering words that would stick with Cavill as he pursued his dream. Fast forward to 12 years, and destiny brought them together again, but this time on the set of the 2013 film Man of Steel. Cavill had grown into the role of Superman, while Crowe played his Kryptonian father, Jor-El. According to Crowe, the experience of acting alongside the same boy he once encouraged was profoundly moving. It wasn't just a coincidence. It felt like witnessing the fulfillment of potential he had glimpsed all those years earlier. Crowe has openly said how proud he is of Cavill, not only for landing such an iconic role, but for the way he carried himself through the pressure of it. Playing Superman is no small task. It comes with immense expectations, comparisons, and responsibility. Yet Crowe admired how Cavill handled it all with grace and dedication. Watching Cavill bring Superman to life reminded Crowe of the importance of perseverance and passion, traits he had seen in the young Henry who once asked for guidance. Their relationship on set reflected this history. As Jor-El and Clark Kent, their father-son bond was essential to the story, but it was also enriched by their real-life connection. Crowe has often said that he felt genuine pride filming scenes with Cavill, almost as if he were watching a younger version of himself succeed. Number 4. Leonardo DiCaprio.
I've arrived in Jordan. I'm in Leonardo DiCaprio's.
Among all the actors Russell Crowe has worked with, Leonardo DiCaprio is another actor that stands out as one of his favorites. And the reason is not just talent, but honesty. According to Crowe, DiCaprio is someone whose insights and constructive criticisms have shaped the way he approaches his craft. In an industry where compliments often come easily but true feedback is rare, Crowe values DiCaprio for always being straightforward about his performances. The two first worked together in the 1995 film The Quick and the Dead, when DiCaprio was still a rising young star. Even then, Crowe noticed DiCaprio's sharp instincts and deep understanding of character. Over the years, as both actors established themselves as Hollywood heavyweights, their paths crossed again, most notably in Ridley Scott's Body of Lies, where they shared significant screen time. That project cemented their bond, not only as collaborators, but as trusted voices in each other's creative process. What Crowe appreciates most is DiCaprio's willingness to tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. According to Crowe, DiCaprio has never hesitated to point out where a scene might fall short, or where Crowe could push his performance further. But these criticisms are never dismissive. They're constructive, designed to make the work better. Crowe has said that this kind of honesty is invaluable because it challenges him to grow rather than rest on his reputation. For an actor of Crowe's stature, it takes humility to welcome critique, and it takes trust to accept it. That trust, he says, is something DiCaprio has earned through years of consistency, brilliance, and generosity as a scene partner. Instead of rivalry, their relationship is built on a mutual desire to bring out the best in one another. Number 3. Steve McQueen. Crowe also revealed that Steve McQueen, the legendary King of Cool, is another of his favorites, and he loved his remarkable versatility. McQueen had the rare ability to slip seamlessly between genres, embodying characters that ranged from tough and rebellious to quiet and introspective. That adaptability is what Crowe admires most, and it's why McQueen continues to stand out as one of his favorites. McQueen's versatility was evident throughout his career. In action films like Bullet and The Great Escape, he exuded effortless cool, redefining what it meant to be a Hollywood leading man. Yet, in dramas such as Papillon and Love with a Proper Stranger, he revealed a sensitivity and vulnerability that contrasted with his rugged image. Crowe pointed out that this balance, being both the rebel and the romantic, both the fighter and the thinker, is what made McQueen so unique. He wasn't trapped by typecasting. Instead, he expanded what audiences could expect from a leading man. For Crowe, who has built his own career on versatility, shifting from epic roles in Gladiator to intense dramas like The Insider to comedies such as The Nice Guys, McQueen remains a model to follow. Crowe even said that watching McQueen's work reminds him that an actor should never get too comfortable in one lane. True artistry lies in stretching boundaries, surprising the audience, and constantly evolving. Number 2. Christine Bale. Bale, known for his extraordinary dedication and transformative performances, holds a special place among Crowe's favorites, not only because of his immense talent, but because of the ease, respect, and professionalism he brought to their time together on set. Their most memorable collaboration came in 310 to Yuma, the gripping western where Crowe played the outlaw Ben Wade and Bale portrayed rancher Dan Evans. The film demanded an intense dynamic between the two men, Wade's cunning charm set against Evans' quiet resilience. According to Crowe, Bale's ability to fully inhabit his role made their scenes together deeply authentic. The tension, emotion, and humanity at the heart of the story were heightened because Bale gave everything to his performance. Crowe said that working with Bale was a joy because of his commitment to the craft. Known for his incredible transformations, from losing extreme weight for The Machinist to bulking up for Batman Begins, Bale brings the same level of intensity to every project. On 310 to Yuma, Crowe admired that intensity firsthand. He noted how Bale's preparation and discipline raised the stakes for everyone on set, pushing Crowe to deliver his very best. But beyond the craft itself, what Crowe valued most was Bale's generosity as a co-star. Despite his own reputation as one of the greatest actors of his generation, Bale never made the experience about ego or competition. Instead, he approached the work as a shared journey, constantly supporting Crowe and creating scenes that felt alive and grounded. That collaborative spirit, Crowe has said, made Bale one of the most enjoyable colleagues he's ever had. What truly sealed Bale's place as one of Crowe's favorites was the balance he struck between intensity and humility. On screen, he was formidable. Off-screen, he was approachable, respectful, and deeply committed to telling the story. For Crowe, that combination of traits, professionalism, generosity, and passion makes Bale not only great to work with, but also one of the actors he holds in the highest regard. Number 1. Cate Blanchett. According to Crowe, Blanchett is one of those rare performers whose work hooks you immediately. Once she steps into a role, you can't look away. Her presence, her intensity, and her ability to inhabit a character so completely are qualities Crowe has often celebrated, making her one of his favorite colleagues. Their most notable collaboration came in Robin Hood, where Crowe played the legendary outlaw and Blanchett took on the role of Lady Marian. The chemistry between them gave the film its heart. But what Crowe admired most was Blanchett's ability to elevate every scene she touched. He has described her performances as hooking because she has an almost magnetic ability to pull audiences and even her fellow actors into the story. With Blanchett, every glance, every line, every gesture feels purposeful and alive. For Crowe, acting alongside Blanchett was both a challenge and a privilege. He has said that her presence forces you to bring your very best to the table because she sets such a high standard. Watching her work, Crowe saw firsthand how she could shift from quiet vulnerability to commanding strength in an instant, always keeping the audience fully engaged. That unpredictability, that refusal to ever be flat or predictable, is part of what makes her performances so captivating. In the end, each of these 10 actors has so hooked into the heart of Crowe that he holds them in high esteem. Let's know your thoughts in the comments section. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, like and share.